Today's Mercedes-Benz interview of the day brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz has an SUV for you, whether it's the stylish GLC, the compact GLA, three-row GLS, or the GLE and GLC plug-in hybrids. Visit MBUSA.com for special offers. We are waiting for Mark Sanchez to join us. He is the Fox NFL analyst, and he'll be on the call for the Eagles and the Giants. That'll be at 1 Eastern. Mark, thanks for joining us. What do you expect out of this game between these two teams that seem like they have a lot of question marks attached to them?
Well, plenty of question marks for both teams. Good morning, by the way. 6-2 and a quarter. A solid probably 238 right now, by the way.
Wow.
So, don't body shame me. Let me just get through the season, all right?
That wasn't your playing weight, was it?
No, hell no. I was closer to like 230, 228.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting up there. But let's talk about the big game. Honestly, the thing that's dominating the headlines, and you know this, is Saquon's return to the Meadowlands. And I think it should in a lot of ways, and in other ways, it's, kind of the way business is done around the NFL, and it's a bummer when it's one of your best players and they move on. I think there were some issues on both sides. I think he wanted at least a contract offer, and I don't think the Giants wanted to lowball him. So it was kind of like why don't you test the market? He did, felt good about where he was going to go, and now he gets to play his former team twice. So that's always tough. I think when you look up front for the Giants, missing Andrew Thomas, I mean, that's a monster. Their left tackle being out, that's huge. And that's going to affect Daniel Jones. That's going to affect his ability to operate. And we'll see how much the Eagles pass rush tries to take advantage of that. And then speaking of pass rush, you got the Giants. They were leading the league in sacks. I don't know if last night changed any of that, but I think when you get, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, who they got from
Carolina
free agency, and Carolina, and then Dexter Lawrence. When you get that three-headed monster, and Dexter Lawrence has to take two guys, then you get those two other dudes on the edge. I mean, that's a nasty pass rush. So without Kayvon Thibodeau, that's going to be an issue. This NFC East is up for grabs, man. It's not like anybody's completely run away with the division. Every team has issues.
What if the Eagles don't make the postseason, Mark?
Ooh, I think Coach Sirianni's going to be having a lot to deal with, not just fans yelling at him on the field, and chirping back. Like, that's just something that comes with the territory.
I don't think he's going to have nothing to deal with because he won't keep his job.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't make the playoffs there, I don't know. Ask Doug Peterson. I mean, shoot, the guy won a Super Bowl, and a couple years later he was out of there. So I think that tells you everything you need to know. But, when you go play in Philly, and I know this personally, the fans will get on you, and they'll say some personal stuff that's, rude and out of bounds and stuff that you're like, whoa, where did that come from?
Wait, what's the worst thing you heard?
Oh, God. I mean, my nephew was like 7 years old at the time. So we didn't really take him to games. Let's just put it that way. Telling somebody, go back to Mexico and take your family back to Mexico. You're just like, wait, what? Like, what does that have to do with football? You know what I mean? And what am I going to say? I'm going to stop playing and take my energy and focus and be like, hey, my great-grandpa immigrated here legally and worked for the railroad in Bisbee, Arizona, where he met my grandma. Like, hey, man, back off. Like,
that's not a really good comeback, though. I mean, it's not that snappy.
I mean, it's lame. And what am I going to say? Give my whole family tree? Check out this family tree from third grade, bro. Like, what are you going to say?
Hey, so it's just, how about a 23 and me? Take that.
Yeah. So it's kind of what it is in Philly, and it's unfortunate, but I can tell you that those are some of the most passionate fans around. And when you're winning, just like anywhere else, it covers up a lot of warts, and people think you're probably better than you are. So, it's just kind of the way it goes. But yeah, I mean, missing the playoffs in that division this year, that'd be there'll be some coaches on the hot seat for sure. That'd be tough.
Which wide receiver do you think will have more of an impact the rest of the season? Amari Cooper or Devontae Adams?
Yeah. I think they'll ease Amari Cooper in a little more, where I think the Jets they'll feature Devontae immediately. And I think because of the chemistry between the quarterback and wide receiver, I think, when in doubt, they'll feed Devontae Adams. I just, it brings up a good conversation on having a legitimate number one wide receiver and then a solid complementary guy or a number one in their own right in Garrett Wilson, right? And when you have a guy like that, you operate completely different at quarterback, and you dictate terms to the defense. Are you going to double this guy or not? And right there, you can just start your whole process either or. If you double him, I'm still going to give him a peek. I'm still going to give him my time. I'm still going to use him as potentially a decoy and start working my eyes in a certain direction towards that number one elite player. And then I can get to the rest of my combination routes. Then I can get to the rest of everything else with timing and by looking people off. If you dare to go one-on-one, I know exactly where I'm going, and I'm not even going to look at the guy until it's time to throw the ball, because I know exactly where he's going to be. And that makes it really hard to play defense against a player like that, because the quarterback has so much power. You're operating from such a position of strength that, you really get to dictate the terms.
Talking to Mark Sanchez, he'll be on the call for Eagles-Giants on Fox kickoff at 1 Eastern. This might be the biggest regular season game of Brock Purdy's career as the Niners host the Chiefs. Fair to say?
I guess so, but yes, there's a lot of media hype leading up to this one. Absolutely. But that kid's operated so well. I mean, I'm not worried about Brock.
You would have no hesitation giving him $50 million.
I mean, that's going to be the going rate. If he's going to take me to – what's he in his third real year of starting? And he's championship game, hurts his elbow, Super Bowl, loses, and this year?
So $60 million, you have no problem. He's the best bargain in sports right now. So $60 million, you have no problem. 5 years, $300 million.
That's the going rate. Things are going to look a little different on defense, and on offense, it's going to be hard to pay everybody else. You hope he takes a Tom Brady discount.
Well, wait a minute. Who is a better?
I'm not talking a Fox Tom Brady discount, but as a player.
Tom didn't take a discount with Fox. Okay, who is a bigger bargain, Brock Purdy or Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, Mahomes. His deal was in the same vein of Tom Brady, where it looks, $500 million for a quarterback. That's crazy. Well, over 10 years, the market's going to skyrocket.
Yeah.
And he knew that, and the Chiefs knew that, and I think his agent knew that. But he also knew, I want to win forever. I got to keep other players around. I got to be able to have, what if they were in the sweepstakes for Devontae Adams? What if they were in the sweepstakes for one of these players after Rashee Rice goes down? You want to have that wiggle room, not, oh man, I wish we didn't pay him that extra $10 million. You know what I mean? That guy gets it. That guy totally gets it and sees the long game, knows that this thing goes on past him playing, and just said, hey, give me, maybe not top dollar by the cent, but, I got to be up there. I got to be up there because I'm really good. Pay me like I'm really good. Maybe not pay me like I'm the best, even though I'll be the best, but pay me like I'm really good. And I'm good with that. I love that.
What's going on in Dallas?
Well, with Jerry chirping at, radio hosts.
Yeah.
Listen, I can empathize when people have a hard time in an interview and somebody's really tough on you in an interview. I can empathize with that. But I can't sympathize with the guy who has like 2 radio shows a week. I can't sympathize with the guy who wants to be in front of the camera all the time, immediately after games. And, when we got to stop practice for the guy to land his helicopter so he can go do his radio show, come on, dude. Like, you got the little black pellets and the turf like flying up in your face and you got to stop practice. I mean, listen, he's one of the smartest owners and has, helped revolutionize this game and done a lot for the sport. But come on, man. Like, we're trying to play some ball here. So I can only imagine what it feels like when you pay 2 players, a top quarterback, top receiver, and, those guys get in a fight, like, publicly on TV. Yeah, that's probably embarrassing. But if you didn't do 2 radio shows a week, you might not have to talk about it. So I don't know. It's a tough situation because I love my time there. I truly appreciated, being a Dallas Cowboy for Dak's rookie year. I thought it was one of the best experiences of my life. But it's hard to sympathize, with that situation. I can empathize with it. It's not easy to deal with. A lot of people, bark at you, chirp at you, and it's hard not to say anything back. But, my sympathy's, a little low on that one.
Looks like Russell Wilson's going to get the start Sunday night.
I was a little shocked. I really was. And I think, Justin Fields has handled it so well. I think, his only regret, and he said it admittedly, it was just, if I would have played better, it wouldn't even have been an issue. And sure, there were a couple places where he could have played better. I don't know if Russ at this point gives you more than Justin. Maybe it'll be a more conservative approach. He's obviously not going to be able to run as, in a dynamic of a fashion as Justin Fields, but maybe they want a little more, steady Eddie and pocket presence. But that's, Russ's game has never been really pocket presence. Like he's an amazing player. He's made some amazing second effort plays, but if 1 or 2 is not there, he's not a guy that's just going to hang in the pocket. He's got to move. And as you get older, it's harder to move. So guys like that, things get tough towards the end of your career at that point. So, I'm curious to see how that shakes out. I just don't know what else they're getting, and what the team is really getting from that. Like, do we feel good about this? Are the guys on defense like, hell yeah, bro, let's do this?
I just think
finally we got our guy back. He's healthy. Okay, let's go. It never really felt like that. I mean, unless I'm way off base here, it just didn't seem like, the door was kind of left open for Justin Fields in training camp. And it was like, yeah, well, he's our guy. It was never like, this is Russ's job.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just never really felt like that. So, good problem for the team to have, tough one, or for ownership and coaching to have, tough one for that quarterback room.
I think the Steelers have scored more points than the Jets offense this year. So when we're looking at Justin Fields' production, I don't think anybody would have thought he would be on an offense that produced more points than Aaron Rodgers so far this season.
No, nobody would have said that before the season.
Yeah. Not a lot more points, but now things should change with the Jets. I don't know if they'll change with the Steelers. Hey, great to talk to you, and thanks for getting up. Eagles, Giants on Fox. Mark Sanchez will be on the call. That's at 1 Eastern. Good to talk to you. Thank you, Mark.
Buddy, you're the man. Appreciate you guys.
All right, Mark Sanchez.